Cool, Ollie. Well, a very good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Lords. The Charlotte Edwards Cup is in town. Sunrisers versus South East Stars. Absolutely delighted to bring you this one here at the home of cricket. A big day for both these sides playing in this one. A big day for South East for Sunrisers, getting this double header going on this Thursday, where Middlesex take on Surrey later this evening in the Blast. But a fantastic game to start between two rivals, the culmination of Middlesex, Essex and North Ends, taking on what is basically Surrey and Kent in South East Stars. 2 games, 2 defeats so far for them. 1 game, 1 defeat for Sunrisers. That 53 for Cordelia Griffith. Not quite enough at Chelmsford in the defeat. They suffered in their opening game. It looked good with that start in the chase. Capitulated thereafter. Of course, the headline news today is the competitive return to action of the former South Africa captain, Dane van Niekerk, who is part of the Sunrisers side. We look out to the middle. It's a lovely day out there at the moment. And fortunately, the weather's going to play its part. That's always the first thoughts on any cricket match, on any occasion, but certainly on occasion like today, the last thing anybody wanted was interruptions for this one, delays or any such. News of the toss here at Lords as we see our umpires there in the foreground, ready to lead out the players in a few moments. The bell's just gone a couple of minutes ago ahead of the 2:15 start for this one. And yes, they will be joining us in just a moment for the commencement. There they go. Umpires on their way out to the middle, and a nice little sprinkling in of the membership in the pavilion. Hopefully that will pick up across the afternoon. Obviously a very early start for this one is required with the double header, so there's clear time between the 2 games. So a very early start at 2:15, but delighted to be here. What a venue to host this fixture as well. So, news of the toss is that Sunrisers have won it. They've elected to bat. Our umpires for this one, Rose Dovey and umpire Sean McGum as well. Helen Pack is the match referee. Sunrisers are Maddie Villiers in shot there. Dane van Niekerk is down on the card to open. Cordelia Griffith at 3. Grace Scrivens drops to 4. Amara Carr, the wicket-keeper, at 5. Florence Miller at 6. Jo Gardner, the big hitter, at 7. And they're into shot. Dane van Niekerk for her competitive return. Spoke to her the other day, mightily excited to get back for this one, as you'll probably have seen on the Sunrisers page on YouTube as well, that they are keen and ready to go out in the middle. She said she felt old. She's just turned 30 only a little while ago, just ticked over, and apparently she feels older around the Sunrisers teammate. The rest of the side after Jo Gardner, Eva Gray, former South East star, Kelly Castle, the skipper, Kate Kopak and Abta Maqsood. South East Stars have Bryony Smith, the skipper, to open up for them. Her 53 wasn't enough at Newbury against Southern Vipers, who won by 6 wickets. Ailish Cranstone down on the card to open with that. Alice Capsey at 3, Paige Schofield, Alice Davidson Richards, Phoebe Franklin, Tash Farrant, Kira Chatley, the wicket-keeper, Freya Davis, Claudie Cooper and Danny Gregory. So, a couple of matches going today. Thunder taking on the Blaze at Old Trafford this evening. That's a 4:30 start. You can pick up the stream of that one as well. A couple of games in the Blast. So say the double header here at Lords. Following this one is Middlesex against Surrey at 6:15. Lancashire Lightning are taking on Leicestershire Foxes. We'll come back to all of that in a moment. First, we're good to go. Cooper from the pavilion end. And Maddie Villiers on strike, as both these sides look to get off the mark for the competition here at Lords. Slip in place. There's a deep mid-wicket and a long on. The 2 fielders back in the power play. Here we go with Cooper. Short, pulled away straight away. Didn't go fully through with it, Villiers. Just a single out to deep mid-wicket. So Van Niekerk on to strike for the first time. Just ticked over to 30 years of age, a 14-year playing career with South Africa. Extraordinary career and record. Beaten, first ball. That one holds its line. Not coming back in with the slope for Cooper. Sunglasses on. Or light enhancers, I'd say. It's a cloudy day here at Lords. Oh, looking to sweep. No strangers this ground, Van Niekerk. Oval Invincibles announcing her signing for the 100 just the other day. And a winner here at Lords It's going to be a wide outside the off stump. Swept hard on this occasion, straight to the fielder at deep mid-wicket. Oh, looking for the reverse sweep. Now, did she get anything on that? It's gone through. About they come for the second. That was the umpire signal. I think happy. There was a little bottom edge on that one. So 5 off the over so far. Looking to cut. That pops out of the gloves. And dot ball to end the over. 5 off the firsts. The wide. And a couple for Villiers with that reverse sweep, bringing 2 towards the end of the over, or 3 indeed for her in total with a single to get off the mark. So, yeah, a little bit of X factor perhaps. I put it to Dani van Niekerk the other day that just perhaps Sunrisers had every box ticked, just needed that extra little percentage from somewhere that perhaps a big name signing, an X factor, a star name could give them. I'll certainly hope that will be Van Niekerk. I'll have to say her enthusiasm and passion for getting involved in this game was huge the other day. Sick and missed the first fixture after her arrival from South Africa. Illness ruling her out of that one. She takes guard now. Sunrisers looking to get off the mark for the season in this one. The Rachel Hayhoe Flint Trophy taking a break for the start of this competition. Here's Davies from the nursery end. Right up there, but it's watchfully played and pushed back into the offside. Oh, got some of that one-handed drive in the end into extra cover. And a dot ball. There's the big smile again. 107 ODIs for South Africa, 86 T20 internationals. 1 test to her name as well. Solid defence right in behind that one. That debut as well, all the way back in 2009 for South Africa against West Indies. March 8th, 2009. In a Women's World Cup fixture. Little bit of room. Oh, it's a lovely shot. Look at that. Found the gap beautifully. Great use of the feet. Lovely flowing back. Won't get full rewards. Almost a perfect corner down there on one side at Lords for this one. Into the corner she's placed it. 3 more to her name. Lovely shot. Deep mid-wicket and deep third, the 2 back for Villiers. Can't pierce the offside field with that one. Guard is perhaps finest arm in world cricket, Maddie Villiers. See that in the field in a little while. Incredible athlete in the field for Sunrisers. Incredible throw. A lovely use of the feet from Villiers as well. Goes a little inside out. to clear that infield, and down the slope it goes. Oh, desperate dive. Not quite on this occasion. Always when it gets away down that slope towards Old Father Time, towards the mound and the tavern. Just see that use of the feet again. Good innovation from Villiers. Open in the face, up and over. That slightly inside out approach. 12 without loss after 2. Solid start for Sunrisers. What impact Van Niekerk's arrival will have on the dressing room. Over the years here at Lords, some of the big name stars that have appeared for Middlesex. When Brendan McCullum came in, England coach, all of the players are just desperate to have some time in the middle with him. Never mind in the net and in the dressing room, time talking together, just to have some time in the middle with someone who has so much experience, so much to offer. Franklin into the attack. Oh, and a chance. Hit straight back. Ouch. Well, she's got a smile on her face. Let's have a look. Will this be a moment that Stars come to regret? 2 hands to it. Went back hard at her, flat batted from Van Niekerk. Would have been a great grab. Gets through. Tough bouncing one, especially with the massing down to protect that track, which is the track for the Ireland Test match for England's men coming up. Massing down, protecting that one. This is the surface that will be used for the later game today in the double header, of course. Pulled away. Just a single. Short enough, but dragged really to mid-on in the end by Van Niekerk on this occasion. There you go, good little hand movement. She'll have to adjust to the slope, and with all the experience, has played here before, of course. I've watched many a game, but there's nothing quite like being out of the middle on the slope and just adjusting to what that ball may or may not do. A little bit of width. Oh, it's put down. Really stretching for that one, Van Niekerk. Could possibly have left it alone for a wide. Let's have a look at the replay. There you go, in the air. 2 chances, 2 lives. Big moments at the start of this match. Smiles from Van Niekerk, but she'll surely be feeling this is an opportunity to cash in now. Top ball once more. Just the 2 off the over. 14 without loss, but Van Niekerk dropped again. Well, so often you need a little bit of luck. Helping hands. She's got that already. 2 chances put down by South East Stars. Nudge of the gloves as Villiers will have strike. That's a nice clip. Look at that for a pickup. Sweet, sweet shot. Villiers into double figures. Second boundary so far. It's a big scoring area. She was out like that a couple of weeks ago at Chelmsford and was really disappointed. Just clipped straight to mid-wicket. Perhaps a little bit too carried away with a ball that wasn't there for her. On this occasion, going through with it. Davis. Put away. They're going to put back long on as a result, so deep third comes up just out of sight at the bottom of the screen there. Long on and deep mid wicket. Nice line, nice length, nice shot, brilliant fielding. Excellent work. Stopping that one, getting through. Tumbling stop in the covers. Bit of thinking for Smith to do. Has a chat for Van Niekerk. They're going to go same again, bring up deep third. And in fact, they're not going to drop back long on this occasion. It's going to be deep cover. Shorter boundary away towards Old Father Time in the scorer's box. So anything that gets through on that offside. Nice use of the feet again. And that one she gets away. Van Niekerk. Her first boundary. She's on to 9 from 11. Sunrisers 23 without loss midway through the fourth. Oof. Mind your heads. Looking a little bit more serious now. Away into the offside, no run. Bottom edge on that one, and they will get 4 more. Just getting away past the keeper, the inside edge. No hope for Capsey on that one. Plenty of conversation out there between Van Niekerk and Villiers. Seen those wrists roll over a few times now. Discuss what's happening out in the middle. Just waits on that one. Looks to dab the single. Couldn't get it fine at the mid-wicket. And no run. So Maddie Villiers have strike. 27 without loss. 4 gone, 2 to go. The power play. 24 years of age now. Maddie Villiers from Havering in Essex. 17 T20 internationals for England. Fellow Oval Invincible Van Niekerk. Schofield into the attack. Oh, Yorks herself with that one coming down the track and had to get back there nearly for a moment. Forgot herself. Just about in time, managing to get back, I think. Would she have... Oh, she might just have been back even if that had been on target. From behind the stumps. Schofield looks rueful, perhaps gets away with that one a little bit of width. There is a deep cover back and a deep mid-wicket, so field is square on either side, sweeping. Last over from the pavilion end with the power play in place. Drags that one down. Whether she saw her coming, they'll pick up the single to mid-on. Gives Van Niekerk strike for the first time against Schofield. That's away nicely. Off the pads, 4 runs. Really worked it well. Back with a square, sweeper back. Deep mid-wicket. Short fine leg up inside the circle, so knew she needed to get purchase on it. Pivoted nicely. More a backward square leg alongside the umpire there, so just trying to get it fine of the fielder. have known once it was gone past that circle. The bumper banged in. Van Niekerk leaves well alone. Just a little check between the umpires. Exchange glances to make sure all was okay. Oh, she's gone! Full straight. Van Niekerk looks to work to the onside off stump, pays the price. 17 from 19, a good start for Sunrisers. Only a cameo for Van Niekerk on her play in return though. Huge moment in the match, you fancy. Twice put down Van Niekerk. You did wonder just how much she'd make them pay for that. Schofield into the attack, into the wickets. And the breakthrough they would have desperately wanted, having given Van Niekerk 2 lives already. Not to be on her Sunrisers debut. Just a little cameo. Decent partnership here though in the power play. To be honest, she's played for the team there. Still going for the runs inside the power play. Chance in her arm. That ball just nipping back with the slope. Cordelia Griffith in at 3. 53 in the only game so far in this competition for Sunrisers. Central Sparks winning by 23 runs at Chelmsford. Griffith really looked as though she'd given, well, she has given them every chance at the top with a half century. Cooper's second over, confidence there from Villiers, backing off, playing off the stumps. End of the over it was. The fall of Van Niekerk. Good use of the feet, just the single. Throws to the non-strikers then, goodness me, that's sharp work. Sharp work in the field from the skipper. And Villiers had to be quick, she was. So Griffith on to strike for the first time. 53 off 46 deliveries, 6 fours in that innings. Only batter to go, well, only 2 made it to double figures beyond her. Alice McLeod got 17 and Amara Carr 11. Other than that, everybody else in single figures. So big knock for the Islington girl. 27 years of age. Off the mark, first ball, drops the single just in front of point from 28 in September. A Manchester original in the 100. The star right up at the top for Sunrisers. Reverse sweep out from Villiers on this occasion though. 2 to come at the power play. Oh, full bunger, down the track, down the ground it goes. Just a single with long on back. Villiers was wary with long on back that going through with that shot, she could have gone straight down the throat of the fielder. Not been too far off being a no ball either. I think it was signalled, no it wasn't. Last ball of the power play. Oh, another full bunger, now that's got to be close. Single out to deep mid-wicket. That's got to be very close to a no ball, surely. Nothing doing. End of the over, end of the power play. 36 for 1. Villiers 16. Griffith has 2. But South East Stars have Dunny Van Niekerk for 17. Bowled by Schofield. Dropped a couple of times. The former South Africa skipper, who was all smiles out in the middle for her opening partnership with Villiers. 32 it was worth. And good strike rate up towards 100 from Van Niekerk. Villiers just past that. Griffiths have strike. Formed a formidable partnership up at the top with Naomi Datani in years gone by for both Middlesex and then Sunrisers. Datani moved on at regional level now. Single to get the over going. Just 2 off Franklin's first over. A good start from her. Oh, right up there and gone. Bales displaced, a little inside tickle on it perhaps. And Villiers departs, looking to access that offside, just give herself room. A little bit with the slope maybe, coming back down it. But both openers gone for Sunrisers. South East Stars coming back at them. Yeah, bottom edge. A fair bit of flight almost into the block hole. It's just trapping the bat down on it in the end, Villiers. She looked to open up to access that offside. Franklin's first wicket, 37 for 2. Well, star in the making. I mentioned the international experience of Dane van Niekerk. Grace Scrivens, absolute star for England under-19s, and the feeling is she is not going to be far at all from a full England call-up. Powerful batter. Impactful bowler as well. Really one to watch, not only for the future, right now. Sunrisers need her just out of the power play, 2 down. Strokes away. Sweeper out there. Pick up a single. Just eased away down the slope by Scrivens to get off the mark first ball. Interesting to see how these two go about it now. They're just out of the power play. 2 set batters gone. There are only 2 down though in the 7th. Probably is worth both going at it from the off here. If one falls, the other settles in. Be a leg by, just clips the outside of the pads. He'll take 2. What they won't want to do is get bogged down here as 2 new batters to the crease. And let South East Stars get on top of them. Block hole delivery, just waited on it, dug it out. Oh, trouble and gone. Now is she? Whoa, oh, well. Now that wasn't taken cleanly. Scrivens goes 40 for 3. Never really a run there. Looked like a mistake from the off. We'll have a look at the replay, but that's a big wicket. Sunrisers will rue that one, I'm sure. Soft dismissal for Scrivens, who was a little late setting off, but I still don't think there was a single there. Just have a look at Scrivens at the non-striker's end. Not that late setting off. The throw comes in, not taken cleanly. He just manages to fumble it onto the stumps, gets lucky. Relief for South East Stars. Shatley behind the stumps. Got the call wrong. I don't think it was ever a single there, especially at this moment. Mentioned about keeping going, not getting bogged down, going after them, but cheap run out. For 3. And, 7 gone. So, sorry, 1 ball to go, the 7th. Amara Carr keeper for Sunrisers. Busy cricketer, Mara Kar. Be wide down leg side, so once comes to the 7th. She had a brilliant partnership, Carr and Gardner, at Wantage Road for Sunrisers last season. Rachel Hayhoe Flint was in a losing cause, or pretty much down and out and well out of sight in a big chase until Carr and Gardner came together. It was in vain in the end. The over 41 for 3, but it really did to show the fight in Sunrisers' side, who've clearly had a tough time of it in both competitions the last couple of years. And got that win to get over the line despite coming so close on so many occasions and feeling pretty competitive in pretty much all matches, but just not quite able to put a winning run together, create that winning habit. I think same still stands for Griffith and Carr here, that only 3 down in the 7th. It's acceptable, it's something they could go with. They've still got big hitters to come. Gardner at 7. Pretty deep for her if that is the way that the order goes. Gregory into the attack for the first time from the nursery end. Drag short the first ball. Griffith strong on the sweep. Just a single out to deep backward square. Deep backward square and deep mid wicket, as well as long on and cover the 4 back. Carr long on comes up, so deep mid wicket, deep backward square and deep cover remain back for the leg spin. Nice length, nice line. Carr's manufactured the single well, pretty much off the top of middle. Nice little nudge, just back of a square from Griffith, who has to put that call out of her mind, calling Scrivens through, and there just wasn't a run there really. Even with the fumble, Scrivens was well out of her ground. This is where they will want to just keep those runs ticking at the moment, at the risk of another wicket. Just get this partnership going rather than let it get down with a slow start. It's nice, just waiting on it, single out to deep cover. Runner ball's fine. Try and put the bad ball away when it comes. Single well taken to end the over. 46 for 3 here on Sunrisers Stream, live from Lords. Myself, Kevin Ham, with the commentary on this one. All eyes on Dane van Niekerk with Sunrisers batting first. She was first to go. Useful 17 from her. Put down twice before she was bowled. Maddie Villiers. Van Niekerk sharing 32 for the first wicket. Villiers falling quickly afterwards, and then Scrivens run out for 1. 40 for 3 that was. Orchestration of the field. Deep cover is back. Deep mid wicket, deep backward square. Mentioned as well, when we're on the wide shot, you can see the field there as described, so that's a lot of ground to cover out on that far side, but it's all the way uphill as well towards the grandstand, so it's going to take quite a shot to beat the sweeper either side. But good little crowd in, I must say, for the first match. Again, an early start, and it has to go early, especially here at Lords, where the evening match starts at 6:15, slightly earlier than some of the other grounds. Just pushes this first game that much earlier in the day. So into the attack. Another international. This Davidson Richards. 28 now from Tunbridge Wells. 1 Test, 4 ODIs and 8 T20 internationals for England. Struck well enough. Quick hands from Griffith. Didn't quite time it. There is 3 set back on the onside. I've thought through this track position here, which is pretty central, it must be said. So they have very big boundaries here at Lord's for this game. You do see some pretty small ones, particularly in the County Championship. There's the Middlesex Kent track to the left that you could have seen in shot there. It's nicely pushed into the gap. Just a single taken for Carr. But yeah, this is a very central track for the T20 doubleheader today. A little bit of grass covering on the top, greenish tinge, particularly on a length just outside Griffith's off stump. And how well he can pick it up on the screen there. That short, slow ball bouncer dug in. It was a real long hop, in fact, outside off stump. Sat up for Griffith, but quite hard actually to time that one to control it. Just got it away for a single. Kent's woman, Davidson Richards, her county's men's side, suffering that defeat to Middlesex here a couple of weeks back on the track a couple along. That's away nicely by Carr. A little bit of work to do here out of the boundary open. A brilliant piece of work as well. Excellent tumbling stop out in the deep. Oh, that's up in the air. Mistimed, but safe. Mid-on coming around with Smith. In the deep, they've come back for the second. The appeal goes up and gone. Just out of shot on the screen. But another run out. Here saw the reaction of Griffith in the background there. Carr is fast. Carr is sharp. Well, on the ball before, I wondered, that piece of fielding, were they ruined not getting back for the second? And on this one, have they pushed a second run that just wasn't there? 4th wicket falls inside the 9th. A second run out, which will really frustrate Sunrisers. Big joy for South East Stars, though. Well, you watch the call on this one. Was there any doubt? Carr set off and went. Oh, there's the problem. There was the problem. So close to a collision, and look at Griffith in the foreground. Didn't look round for a moment. Just heard it all happen behind her. And didn't have to look around at all to see. Well, that's unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. She's going to have to get that out of her mind pretty quickly now, Griffith. Involved in 2 run-outs. Bad call, it has to be said, on the first. The second one, well, at all levels of cricket, you see it happen. All the way from the top international game, all the way down to club cricket every weekend. Just that mix-up, that confusion in the second run there. So they both turned looking at the ball and all of a sudden realised they were running direct to each other. 51 for 4. Gardner's drifting down the leg side. A leg bite. And a single more to the total. 52 for 4. So 10th over, about to hit the halfway stage. Gardner, well, I mentioned that partnership that her and Carr shared to nearly ignite a run chase. Nice use of the feet and gets through. It's a lovely shot. Gorgeous shot from Griffith. Shot of the innings so far. Gets her into double figures. Get Sunrisers motoring again. Just out of reach for Smith. That mid-off. That'll feel better. Those 2 run-outs steeled her resolve here. bags of potential. Cordelia Griffith, she played England Academy level, but yet to make an appearance for the full England team. It's well run. Better from Sunrisers. It was virtually straight to the short fine leg. But yes, Gardner hit an enormous 6 in that game at Wantage Road last summer. Belting back over long on into the members stand at Wantage Road. Going to need a big performance from her here. A single to end the over. She'll keep the strike. Gardner's off the mark. Sunrisers at the halfway stage, 58 for 4. Let's have a look at the story so far. We've well, had a cracking start. 32 on the board between Van Niekerk and Villiers before Schofield struck. Villiers following quickly afterwards, bowled for 16. Scrivens with, well, what can you call it? A bad call from Griffith. Scrivens was run out for 1. And the car nearly colliding with Griffith and having to go the long way around to the danger end. Paying a big price for it as well. Schofield second over. Shot a long on back for Gardner and a deep mid wicket, deep backward square, deep cover. They won't want to give her much of a pick up on that onside. Burning that one from wide on the crease. It's well run again from Gardner. Good call. Schofield had just gone wide on the crease there to deliver that one. "27 years of age now, South African. Beautifully played. Opens the face, carves that one away backward a point. Bang in form. Griffith, they needed to be here, Sunrisers. A couple of costly run-outs, just slowed things here after a pretty steady start. Full bunger, top edged, chance, deep backward square, holds on, great catch. Brilliant catch in the deep. Variant with the catch. It's produced some magnificent tumbling stops out there on the rope so far, and now holds on to a very, very big catch. Griffith gone for 18, 63 for 5. Sunrisers now need to be very careful. South East Stars threatening to get right on top of the hosts here at Lord's. Full toss. Got right underneath it, Griffith. Right underneath the catch. It's Farron on the ropes. Trouble for Sunrisers. And a lot rests on the shoulders of Joe Gardner. Hamptonshire cricketer. Now out in the middle by Florence Miller, fellow Northamptonshire batter. Really able to make much of an impact in the side last year. Got 11 unbeaten at Guildford against South East Stars in the Charlotte Edwards back in June 2022. Not much else to speak of with the bat. They need a lot from her here. Off the mark, first ball. And to come the 11th, it really is on Gardner, though. You feel she's going to have to steer this. You say anchor it now. They're both going to have to anchor it with the amount of overs still to come in this innings. Right up there, last ball of the over. Top ball to finish, 64 for 5. Griffith gone, caught Farron. Second wicket for Schofield. And 64 for 5 after 11. Problem here for Sunrisers, they're going to have to think about building a foundation now for some sort of platform to launch from at the end, but take it deep now, certainly. Bat out these overs. What they won't want to do is go and heap in the next couple. They'll just have to revise their target, revise their calculations on what they need to set. It is a big, big boundary here all the way around at Lords. Something on the board to bowl at. Try and keep it tight. Try and build some pressure from the top themselves when they take to the fields. Is Smith, skipper into the attack. And into the block hole, first ball, well bowled. 3 back, long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square. Bowled again. Well, this is the luxury that South East Stars have now. Try and squeeze these singles. Say to Gardner, go on then, over the top if you can. Oh, she plays across the line of that one. It's going to be close, and she's given. Played all around it. Miller's gone. 64 for 6, and that is another blow struck by South East Stars and by their skipper in the first over. Just plays all around it, pretty plumb. Take a moment, just a second to pause, a second to think about it. Rightly so, you prefer that from an umpire. That was as plumb as you like. Smith knew it straight away. 6 down. Eva Gray makes her way out to the middle. Well, she's had something of a look already this summer with the bat. Sood as well. 2 of them are able to contribute down the order for Sunrisers. Kelly Castle, Kelly Kopak as well. So it's batting all the way. Turned 23 yesterday. Eva Gray, former South East star, making the switch in the winter. Still a Surrey start. Sunrisers need Gray today. Back with Oval Invincibles again in the 100. A fair number of Oval Invincible stars on display for this one. Got to do it against their former county and against their former skipper now. That's what they need, pretty much a little bit of solidity. As I mentioned, Gardner really is the key to this innings, it feels. If Gardner stays in and is there somewhere around the 19th and 20th, then she will score runs. If she gets the chance, she'll score big runs as well. It's about the foundation, the platform around her and the solidity at the other ends. All those still to come, capable of cameos. Looking to use her feet, Gardner. End of the over, 65 for 6. Another good one for South East Stars. Very good one for the skipper. Smith into the attack, into the wickets. Miller gone, LBW. All around a full one. Another change up. Pavilion end. Cooper back. Just 2 overs, none for 9 so far. That run rate, if they can get it up to a runner ball, get 120 on the board, they'll feel they've very much got something to play with at least. Again, big boundaries, no short boundary at all here at Lord's for this one. Good start from Cooper, very watchful, just ensuring she got something on that into the onside. 66 for 6. Use the feet, turns it into a full toss and a single down to long on. That's what they've got to go with at the moment. Got to find a mindset now of just looking for the singles. Just keep the scoreboard ticking, nothing more. Good length from Cooper, respectful from Gray. A little bit of help with those couple of run-outs for South East Stars, but equally they'll be saying to themselves, keep it simple now, keep it to the basics, don't get carried away. Stick to the plan, stick to the process. Good use of the feet, good connection. That's gone all the way, what a shot. Gardner tees off already. Her first boundary is a 6. Sweet connection. Superb cricket. Just a little bit of width on that as well. Now Gardner to free up the arms, free up the hands. Swing through the line of that one. .74 for 6, end of the 13th. That's what she's capable of, Gardner. For me, the biggest hitter of the Sunrisers. Really sweet strike that was. You're going to need plenty more of that, but well, it's the difficult balance. Does she wait? Does she play the long game here, hold it back for the last couple of overs, or does she back herself through these next 7 to get going and keep going and stay in and perform that pivotal role that perhaps takes the Sunrisers well beyond a score of 120. Fancy something up around 140 here today, could be pretty useful. It's worked out fine from a pretty straight line there, Great. Right up there from Smith at the start of a second over. Just one coming off the first with that single to her name. Picked up the boundary, away fine it goes. .79 for 6. Nice single fine of mid-wicket. Oh, slight fumble. Something on that? Clearly was. In fact, where did that end up? Just been tossed back to the keeper from Gardner. That will deflect away. You get a single eventually fielded down at long off. Still looking pretty relaxed out there at the moment, Sunrisers. Some approach they'll need, but 82 for 6, just starting to get something going again. 18 runs the partnership for the 7th wicket, helped very much by the 6 from Gardner. But Gray against a former club, very much wants to contribute big here. Play the part. Cameos at the top from the opening pair, not much thereafter until Joe Gardner managed to finish a roll. He's got a little bit more than that to do at the back end of this innings. So a ball from Franklin, it's dragged into the deep. From Schofield out there. Farron backing up nicely as well. Farron had that great tumbling stop off Griffith, which for me perhaps even led to the run out the very next ball. Nearly collision on that one as well, thinking to, but just the single. Yeah, that great piece of fielding. I was surprised they only got back for a single. I have to admit I was watching the field and not watching the run. But it felt with a tumbling top like that, stop like that, the time it takes to get the ball back in, but there should have been 2. She's in action again, and the next ball probably was 2 in it, to be fair, but they were both ball watching as they turn and not watching each other, and nearly the collision between Griffith. The collision between Griffith and Carr, having to take evasive action, and then Carr was out of a ground, but was distracted slightly, worrying about getting a second. Watching a little bit too much the ball rather than focusing where they were and what they were doing. But these two just getting it going again now. 22 the partnership for the 7th. Oh, that's placed nicely. Powerful again from Gardner. She's into the 20s. First Sunrisers get there in this innings. Fraction short. Gardner onto it straight away. Really puts that away well. Right down the middle of long on and deep mid wicket. 90 for 6 at the end of the 15th. Getting there towards putting something on the board in this pretty big derby. Quite the amalgamation of teams between these. Amalgamation of counties between these two teams. Northamptonshire, Middlesex and Essex. Sunrisers trio, South East Stars being Surrey and Kent. 2 so far for Schofield. They dearly love another breakthrough now. They'll know the danger that Gardner possesses in particular. I'm sure they'll be aware as well of recent records. Sunrisers have had to go all the way down and have managed to come up with some useful runs down the order. Something they'll be wary of that being on display today and capable of giving Sunrisers something match-winning here. Nice dab, just fine a backward point. 91 for 6. Schofield, one of Southern Braves' team in the 100. Bags of experience out there on these two, between these two teams. Serious level of cricket now, regional game in this country. Oh, hit back, put down. Wow, what a catch that would have been. That's got to have hurt, one-handed. Just threw up the hand, reaction stuff from Schofield. Nearly a third. Nearly the big one as well. When it gets hit, it stays hit from Gardner, and that's what saved her there. That's gone so hard back. Burst through the hand. .92 for 6 in the 16th. Nearly getting it up to a runner ball, that run rate. Delicately played. Little dab, backward point, 4 runs as well. Gray's into double figures. Game on perhaps here at Lord's. Sunrisers coming back. South East Stars have been right on top of this one. It's beautifully played. Tightly knit there, backward point and short third. That'll have felt good for Gray against her former team. Into the 16th, 96 for 6. Delicate dab from Gray, picking up that boundary. This partnership now, it's really given Sunrisers something to go with. The run rate is up to 6. Another 4 overs of this, they will certainly have something to bowl at after that collapse after the opening pair. 32 without loss. All fell away a little too quickly to 64 for 6. A couple of, I'd say, clumsy run-outs really in the middle of it. Not what they needed today, not on the big day at Lord's. Real battle to get time out in the middle here at the home of cricket for many a side, but for Sunrisers, a little overdue perhaps. Single to start the over. 97 for 6. Gardner still going, more than a run a ball. Gray keeping up as well. Can Davidson Richards produce? I'll look to somebody just to find a little bit of inspiration here. Make that breakthrough, restrain Sunrisers for this comeback. Fraction short again and put away. Gray this time. It was Gardner the last over who dragged one wide of long on. Mid on up on this occasion. I don't think long on would have got around either. That's well struck. Smith just turning to retrieve, nothing more. That was away and very well struck by Gray. Partnership worth 37 now for the 7th wicket. Long on going back. It's probably a good move from Smith. Up comes cover, so there's a lot of room outside off. If she's anywhere offline outside off here, it could be trouble. Keeps it straight. Just a single down to long leg. Cover's dropping back now for Gardner. Or is it? Nope. Long off and long on go back. So it's going to be keep it straight here. Keep it online. No width whatsoever. It was width that allowed her to free up her arms, in fact, to hit down the line, but very much looking to keep the line tight. Sweetly swept. Just the single though. 103 for 6. Single to end the over, 104 for 6. Into the 7. Oh, they're going to come back for the second. Wow, that's good running. Really, really good running. It's been in question so far. Hands on head from Davidson Rich. She's not convinced there should have been a second there. I have to say, I didn't think there was. But they've done it. They've taken it. They reap the rewards. Into the 17th, 105 for 6. So Schofield's 2 for 17 from 3. It's Smith 1 for 9 from 2 to go again at the nursery end. Gardner is becoming more than a problem now. She's recovering this situation. Partnership worth 41 for the 7th. Single quickly taken and well run. That one's hit in the air. Oh, put down at mid-off. Stunning effort. That would have been one of the catches of the season. Well, they put down a couple of big catches right at the start when Van Niekerk went down. There's been a couple of chances. Corden bowled since. And then this one. Look at that. That would have been stunning. Schofield has a look up at the big screen down below, is watching that on replay. Well, she'd have taken that with her for many a year. Would have been a great catch. Back she goes at long off. Long on in position as well. Deep mid-wicket. Deep cover. 4 back. 108 for 6 and 44 the partnership now. Make that 48. Gray moves level with Gardner. What a performance this is from the former South East star. Sweeping hard. Not much wrong with that ball from Smith. On the off stump. A reasonable length as well. If anything, a fraction full, which should have made the sweep harder. Gray's seen it big. Swept it well. 112 for 6. Field comes up on the offside. Only long off back now. Smith keeps it straight. No! Another mix-up, another run out. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. 48 the partnership for the 7th, no more. Gardner's got to go for 25. She was nearly down. Gray apologises. She sent Gardner back. Gardner called a single like this earlier to short, fine legs. She was happy to back herself. Probably would have made it comfortably. Would Gray have made it to the other end? Well, it was Gardner's call. Gray should have gone with it. That's a blow for Sunrisers. A 3rd run out. 112 for 7. They'd fought back so hard. Skipper out. Kelly Castle. Very capable, as the next two are. Kopak and Maqsood. A battle for 10 and 11 between those two now. They'll want a piece of this as well. The launch pad's there, though, to get going and keep going. Single. Just shy of Davidson Richards. That long on, coming up to mid-on. Gently eased back to the bowler. Last ball of the over coming up. 8 off it, but the wicket, crucially, the run out of Gardner. Oh, slips one past the edge. End of the 18th, 2 to go here at Lord's on Sunrisers stream. 113 for 7, Gray 26. Well, it's generally been the batter on strike who's been culpable for the run out so far. I guess with the collision, or near collision, that second run out, no individual blame between Griffith and Carr. .113 for 7. They're going to hit a runner ball, barring something pretty dramatic here at the end. So 120 on the board is something, but how much further beyond can Gray take it? 26 from 20. It's an excellent knock from her. Both her and Gardner will have had thoughts not only about the 50 partnership, but pretty decent individual total here at Lord's also. Steps across, works it fine, gets it through. Gardner's on to 30, 117 for 7. Big start to the over. Pressure back onto Davis. None for 24 off her two. Slips one down the slope. As soon as she got bat on it, there was pressure on the short fine leg. Gregory not able to get around. Pressure on the over. They're up to the 120. They're going to have a runner ball to defend. Where does it go from here for Sunrisers? Dragged away, just the single. Castle's got to go big here from the off. Swing and swing hard. Even if it's just for a single for Gray, it's got to be bat on ball, got to get it Gray back onto strike. Deep cover drops back, the singles on both sides. Might even do better with it. Well cut off. Farron out there's been excellent, immaculate in the field today. Just the single, but it gives the strike back to Gray. This is a big finish here in Sunrisers' innings. Decent start, slow middle, sloppy collapse really. Gray 31. Takes a pause, she's got to tie a boot. Should just be a single, is just a single. .120 for 7. Top ball again. One ball to come at the 19th. Last ball from Davis. She's on 27 from 2.5. Make it 28. Should just be a single. Is just a single. Farron tidies up as ever. 1 over to go here at Lord's. Let's see, the members have come in. Pretty much what you'd have for a county championship match, I'd suggest, here at Lord's for this. So a couple of thousand at least in already for a very early start for Sunrisers against South East Stars. Castle just 2 from 4. Her job's pretty simple. Get that strike over to Gray. Called right on the toss. Well, good final over here. It'll be a toss they'll be pretty happy to have won and set the target. Oh, that's more than a useful start. Goodness me. Castle, it goes for buys. I thought she'd got something on it. Buys it is, though. They'll take it any way it comes right now, Sunrisers. How far can this over go? Anything 130 plus. Certainly 135 plus. They'll feel very much in the game here. Oh, it's the back pad going down the leg side. She's missed out on that one. She knows, just bat on it, get the single. Lots of space on the onside there to have dropped one. Got to swing hard here, got to make contact. Right up there, driven down the ground. That's excellent again from Castle. Goodness me, she's doing it alone in the final over. 4 more. Well, wasn't given the paddle earlier in the over, the scoop. Even better shot here. Straight down the ground from the skipper. 129 for 7, 3 balls to go. Schofield 2 for 21 from her 3.5 so far. Pressure just shifts back to South East Stars at the end. Bowser! Good comeback from Schofield, 3 for 21. Castle's got to go, 2 balls left. Gray's frustrated at the non-striker's end. She wants strike, she wants to get on strike. Castle, a useful enough 6 from 8, because it included those 4 byes as well. A swing and a miss, looking to sweep into that onside. $129 for 8. So Kate Kopak comes out. What does she do? Well, it's quite simple here. She's just got to lay bat on ball. It's 1, 4 or 6 really. So that situation. Gray's at the non-striker's end on 32. Desperate to get down the other end. Unless it's a boundary here, Kopak's got to get a single and get off strike. Schofield right up there. There's the single down to long on. Don't go for the second. Well, Gray's looking for it. There is a slight fumble as well from Davidson Richardson. Would have been there, but surely Gray's got to take the final ball of the innings. 32 from 23. It's that performance that has turned things. Kopak's done her job. 1 from 1. That's all she needed to do at this stage. Give the strike to Gray. Right, long off and long on go back. Deep mid-wickets back, deep backward square. Everybody up on the offside bar, long off. So it's got to be straight from Schofield. Backing away is Gray. She's getting it away fine. She'll look for 2 here. Back they come. Throw's good. That's all it'll be. 2 runs to end the innings. 132 for 8. Sunrisers winning the toss. Batting and getting off to a pretty good start. It was 32 on the board when that first wicket fell. How many overs ago now? In the 5th over, it was end of the 5th over. So 32 put on for the first 5, another 100 for the next 15, of which Gray's 34 from 24 looks very, very good right now. Certainly crucial. It's given them something to bowl at here, Sunrisers. Kopak, again, just played her part there, a single. Maksud just in shot at the end, didn't get her chance to bat. Those 2 battling for 10 and 11 at the moment. But it was a good start. Villiers and Van Niekerk with 16 and 17 respectively. Griffith with 18. Gardner run out for 25. Gray with an unbeaten 34. Outstanding from her. Those 2, a partnership of 48. Gardner and Gray is what has given Sunrisers something to go at here in this innings. Right, we'll be back after the break here at Lord's for the Sunrisers stream. It should be a cracking game of cricket. They've given themselves something to bowl at. South East Stars set 133 to win. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Lords, where umpires on their way. 133 the target. Very, very gettable for South East Stars. Both these sides looking to get off the mark this season in the competition. 132 was a recovery, and a big recovery in the end for Sunrisers. 32 for the opening wicket, then the collapse. 6 down in no time, and that innings was in real danger of collapse. 48-run partnership between Gray and Gardner. You can just see Gardner's shirt in the background there. So out will come Smith and Cranstone to open up the chase. Tiny Van Niekerk right at the back in that huddle as well. All that experience, they'll surely lean on her in the field as well if needed. Kelly Castle, Sunriser skipper. Here go the fielders, out and ready to go. They're a little light, but it is defendable. I reckon 15 more, somewhere up closer to that 150. They'd have really felt in a good position here. And it was reasonable at the end. Castle got that 4 away down the grounds, went for the scoop, signalled as byes. Out of the gloves, out of the reach of the keeper. There's a little chuckle with their opposite number, Smith, who will be on strike first up against Kate Kopak, who very much played her part as well, 1 from 1. All she needed to do was get that single, get Gray on strike for the last ball. Only 2 it was, but nonetheless, at least Gray got the chance. So, 132 for 8 Sunrisers. How costly will that collapse from 32 without loss to 64 for 6 be? Mainly self-inflicted. With the runouts of Scrivens, Carr and Gardner. Here we go for the chase. 133 the target for South East Stars. No, we don't. Take 2. Here we go for the chase. South East Stars. 133 to win. Oh, short and wide. She gets away with it. It's a single down to deep third. That's an escape there for Kopak. That would have been an extra. Really dragged that one down outside off. Deep point, just going to drop back out of your, sorry, deep square, just going to drop back outside of your shot there. Deep third also, just exited screen left. Slip in place. Right arm over to the left-hander, down the slope at Lords. Griffith. Middlesex player at slip. He's played here before for Middlesex in the London Cup. Oh, what a ball that is. Beaut. That'll have felt good for Kopak. Down the slope, seams away past the edge. Classic seam delivery from the pavilion end here at Lords. Wow. Mara Carr. Oh, Kelly Castle's response to that one. All of a sudden, 132 for 8 feels a little bit better. They've got to back it up with the ball, though. Right up there, respectfully played. That last ball will be in the mind of Cranstone now. Wouldn't want it to close the face at that one and access the onside. Just respectfully push back. That seam movement down the slope at Lords. Hit the seam, where's it going to go? Apologies, I said Griffith played here for Middlesex in the London Cup. Indeed, it was Middlesex against MCC Women. Up and over, only just. Scrivens there, gets the return in very quickly. Pat won't have minded that too much. Big power play this. It's 32 at the end of the 5th when Van Niekerk departed. That's the pads, but going down the leg side again, that slope makes it very easy in a situation like that for an umpire from the pavilion end. Absolutely no chance of that one straightening. Leg bye taken. Second wicket fell, just a second ball outside of the power play. 37 for 2 when Villiers departed. So numbers on the minds that compare over these next few overs. It's a wide, comfortably so, down the leg side. What happened after that, from Sunrisers' perspective, the collapse of 6 for 32. Well, that's not a comparable that South East Stars will be considering at all. Nicely done. Well set fields. Eva Gray down there. A contribution with the bat from Gray. End of the opening over, 5 without loss, and from the nursery end over to Eva Gray straight away. I'd imagine it will be. Let's see if the cap comes off. Smith and Cranstone, plenty to think about. Just have to get this pitch first. Get a feel of it out there. They don't need to panic in the power play. Look to put away the bad balls. Fields up. Well, he's seen it all before. And some. Took a thwack here the other week when Kent were in town playing Middlesex in the men's fixture in the county championship. Grant Stewart, Australian born, lifted one off his legs onto the legs of old Father Time. I'm not aware of that ever happening before, that he's been struck up there. Quite the shot. Here's Gray, star of the show with the bat for Sunrisers. Oh, it's top edge, leading edge, away into the offside. Angle back coming down from Cranstone, looking to access the onside, and well, just mentioned it at the other end, that seam movement. Which really can't go at from the pavilion, and probably felt with the slope there she had a little bit more to play with in closing that face, but nearly paid the price. Oh, good use of the feet, but up the slope that one slides again. Not coming back in at all from Gray, the first two. Just holding their line. Five without loss. 2 balls gone. Second over of the chase. 133 the target. Pitching outside the line of leg. Possibly not going on to hit either, especially with the slope. Excited Cordelia Griffith from slip. So this one dropping comfortably outside the line of leg. To drag that one from outside off. English Cranstone, 28 years of age now, Guildford born, 29 in August. An invincible London spirit as well. Good for both Hampshire and Surrey women. Dragged away very much the bottom of the bat, just a single. On to come of the over. So the sun threatens to break through again here at Lord's. Had one glimpse of it so far, but quite crucially, no rain. That's all anybody prayed for today. Big double header. Excellent initiative to put the Sunrisers alongside Middlesex here at Lord's. Massive night coming up. The London Derby, always a sellout here at Lord's, one of the biggest fixtures, if not the biggest fixture domestically in this country. Top ball 20 over, 6 without loss, 2 gone. Smith has 1, Cranstone has 3. Huge game to follow this, but tying Sunrisers and South East Stars to Middlesex Surrey. Brilliant piece of scheduling initiative, which needs to happen a little more often. Outstanding competitions, the Rachel Hayhoe-Flint and the Charlotte Edwards. These regional teams have really upped the game for women's cricket in this country. Big stride on from the county setup. The 18 teams, which the 18 tied with the main men's counties, cause a much wider spread of women's counties as well. Still giving the charge, whether Kopak just dragged it slightly, aware of that, trying to go a little straighter. But yeah, the quality, the expectation, the demand, the talent pool at regional level, something quite outstanding, really good cricket to watch in the regional game. Top edged and safe, fine, 1 bounce, 2 and 4 runs. Didn't have control of that one, Cranston, but picks up the boundary. Long leg was pretty wide around towards deep backward square leg. Joe Gardner trolling out on the ropes. Cranston just has a look to see where Gardner settles back into. So deep backward square, a deep third. Into the legs. Just the leg by, Gardner giving chase. It's Cranston's second appearance of the season, 5 at Scarborough, 10th of May in the Rachel Hayhoe-Flint Trophy. Some good scores in last season. Run a game, 66 unbeaten, 59 unbeaten against Storm and against Sparks. Keep a close eye on that one out on the boundary rope, coming down the hill at a fair rate of knots. Slip coming out, going short fine leg. That didn't apply to the top edge of Cranston's previous delivery. Griffith exits in the slip position. Oh, now straight to Griffith. They do get through for the single. Indeed, the leg by. Smith back on strike. 25 years of age, born in Sutton. A Trent rocket as well as a Welsh Fire star in the 100. 1 ODI for England, 8 T20 internationals. Oh, full toss. Oh, that's outstanding. Miller's done exceptionally well there, holds him to a single. Well, the umpires have been consistent, I'll give them that, because that for me was another no ball. Waist high full toss. I thought South East Stars got away with at least 1, probably 2. That will look pretty high again to me from Kopak. Gets away with that one as well, slides away down the slope, just about inside the lines. 15 without loss after 3. Top edge away, fine for 24. Well, there's a little look at it. In fact, no, that's Smith who's having a look. The toe end of the bat. 83 in the last match for Smith. The defeat by Vipers at Newbury. Also lost against the Blaze. Scored 18 in that one. Going down at Beckenham. To eyes. Carl gets fingertips to it. Saves anything more than the one added to the total. Smith and Dunkley opening up that one at Beckenham. So Dunkley managing 20. .53 for Franklin down the order. Chatley with 24 and Davidson Richardson 24 as well. Davidson Richards, apologies. That gets through, and he whipped outside off stump, and there's going to be severe punishment. Field up, only deep third is back on the offsides. Smith makes no mistake. It's dragged down by Gray. Dragged wide with that slope. Back on the stumps. Smith remains in the runs though. Another boundary. Gardner sweeping up, nowhere near. Just backward of square leg umpire. Gardner wasn't able to get around. Pressured start to the over. A wide first ball, back-to-back boundaries. 4 balls still to come. Smith 11 from 7. Should just be a single. A slight misfield, nothing to do though. One more to the total it is. Yeah, it was 160 for 8 South East Stars in that first Charlotte Edwards Cup match at Beckenham. Blaze elected to field, the right decision. They chased it down with 4 balls remaining, the 5-wicket win. Tammy Beaumont with 48 at the top and Georgie Boyce with an unbeaten 63. Pitching outside the line of label, a yelp from behind the stumps. Swept hard, swept well. Well positioned. Miller out at deep backward square. Just a single once more. On delivery to come of the over for Gray to get out of this one. 11 off it with that wide to begin. Those back-to-back boundaries to begin the over as well. She can get out of this over cheaply enough now. And it's a bit of a recovery. Oh, wide again. He's going to have to go again. Last ball of the over. Defeat against the Vipers, Smith and Dunkley had put on 134 for the opening wicket. Vipers winning the toss and electing to field. That's away, wide followed by a boundary. McSue gives chase, she can give up. Once that's gone down the slope, it's gone. Wide enough. So trying to stretch the legs, but no need. Way down the slope. There's no catching it. 31 without loss after 4. Sunrisers 32 for 1, and they lost their first wicket. That at the end of the 5th. So ahead of schedule, the South East Stars. Sunrisers need a breakthrough. It's going to be off spin that they turn to. Maddie Villiers will be turning it down the slope with her off spin, away from the edge of Cranston's bat. It's going to come around the wicket. That angle, she'll be trying to bowl a very straight line with a slightly shorter boundary, but again, all downhill outside off stump. So bowling her off spin with that slope, away from the left-hander's outside edge, but will have to keep it on an extremely tight and straight line here. Everybody up on the offside. Oh, that's right up there. Big chance, gone. Every chance that one was going to go. Very full delivery. Cranstone sweeps all over the top of it. Villiers has the crucial breakthrough that Sunrisers need to stunt this start from South East Stars. 31 for 1 at the start of the fifth. Well, Smith at the non-striker's end. She got an LBW with one played all around, and there you go. Pretty plumb that. Very full delivery. Looked as though there was a little bit of grip there for Villiers. I'm sure Sunrisers will have a very keen eye on that. Knew it straight away. Into the attack, into the wickets. Decent cameo at the top with the bat. They put 32 together for the first wicket, Villiers and Van Niekerk. It's 31 from the South East Stars opening pair of Smith and Cranstone. But here's Capsey out at 3. Still only 18 years of age, Alice Capsey, a Melbourne star, a Delhi capital, an Oval invincible, 4 ODIs and 15 T20 internationals for England. And a dot ball to start up. Oh, gets that through sweetly, Capsey. Little bit of width from Villiers. Just beats the fields. Uphill to the grandstand. Uphill chase. Scrivens out there. And Joe Gardner. Huge amount of flight, huge amount of leverage on that. Over the top goes Capsey, 4 more. Lifted over Maqsood at mid-on. Beautiful shot. Stroked away over mid-on. In the power play, South East Stars pushing on despite the fall of that wicket, despite the Sunrisers breakthrough. And again, and just out of reach. Van Niekerk at extra cover. Maqsood's done excellently, chasing uphill all the way to the Warner stands. Saves the single as they come back for 3. 42 for 1. Look at that run rate, 8.69. Another chase, Gardner. Didn't win it last time, does on this occasion. Solid end to the fifth. 2 more, 44 for 1. A wicket at the start. Cranston LBW to Villiers for 8. Sweeping all over the top of a pretty full delivery, which did look as though it had a little bit of turn on it, straightened slightly. Let's have a look one more time at that wicket. How they needed this breakthrough. Let's have a look, see how much that one gripped. Felt to me, as full as it was, that still looked as though it had some real purchase on the surface for the off spinner. Kelly Castle bringing herself into the attack. She'll have a real good idea of when to get Maqsood on, and I'd suggest that would be early, the leg spinner from the nursery end. But first up, the skipper inside the power play. brings herself on deep backward square and deep mid-wicket. The 2 out. Width, oh, and just out of reach. Gray picks herself up in a short third. 48 on the board for South East Stars. In the air for a moment, almost chipped edgily. Just offering some interest to Gray. Again, once it was away, it was away. Width from Castle, first ball though. She's got the field set with that deep backward square and deep mid-wicket for a length delivery on the stumps. Just a bit of width again, and punished once more. 50 up for South East Stars, 52 for 1. Final over the power play. Immediately turned away in disappointment at herself, Castle. A couple of looseners. Didn't really bring a wicket, but outside off, needs to get back on those stumps. That's where she wants it. Chipped in the air, just short of Van Niekerk walking in at mid-wicket. That's the ploy, that's the fields. Straight line on the stumps. Needs to be length as well, because she doesn't want to let them clip, she doesn't want to let them drive. Mid-wicket, mid-on up. There's the drive, a little bit too full and punished down the ground, straight and mid-on. Really good shot from Capsey. With just allowed her to free up those arms. Could have gone straight with it, instead just gave herself a little bit of room, allowing it to hit down the ground. Don't worry about trying to penetrate the offside field, just go straight back past the bowler. Oh, width again, that's a great stop. Brilliant from Villiers in there, there's that arm as well. Castle maybe thinking about a change of end. She immediately turned off that delivery to Maksud and said, "You're next at the nursery end." Pace off. Oh, gets through this time. Desperate attempt from Villiers. Once that width was there, even though it was pace off from Castle. Eyes lit up. Another boundary to end the over. Expensive one. Skipper at the end of the power play. 61 for 1. Capsey's half strike, 24 from 9. Devastating start from her. Sunrisers really need a wicket quickly. 17 off that Castle over. It's Maksud from the pavilion end. Interesting one this now. She'll be turning it against the slope, the leg spinner. They will be hitting against the spin to the shorter boundary. Deep mid-wicket back, deep square, long on and deep cover. In the air. Has that been taken? That has been taken. Maddie Villiers, well regarded as one of the finest, probably the best arm in world cricket. Outstanding fielder in the deep, and she has taken oh so crucial a catch here at Lord's. Capsey's gone for 24. Incredible start by the youngster. Maksud, an equally promising young leg spinner, into the attack, into the action, into the wickets. Nicely flighted, nicely landed, right on the spot, but look at this. Look at that. What a moment. What a catch. Superb from Villiers. The wicket herself already, the off spinner. Decent little cameo at the start with the bat. Solid piece of fielding in the last over, and now stunning catch. Big pressure, that catch as well. Capsey had got off to a flyer. Here's Franklin. 61 for 2. South East Stars on top here. It was the second ball of the 7th over when Sunrisers lost their second wicket. Villiers following Van Niekerk back to the pavilion. .61 for 2 it is then. They've got to get wickets on that column. Villiers fell, it was 37 for 2. South East Stars here have a great start. It's nicely up. That's a beautiful bit of flight again from Maksud. Not much Franklin can do with that other than dance to the pitch and try and meet it on the full. So that's a wait and watch. Trying to turn it up the slope. It's a 5 for already this season. Again. On the spot every delivery. Just fancied after that first ball that Villiers had. LBW. Bit of purchase it seemed that Maksud could play a big part today. Nicely played. Just a little bit of a shuffle from Franklin to the pitch. And down to long off, the single taken. Didn't get to bat, Maksud. Enjoys her batting. Loves her bowling too, the Glaswegian. Really, really promising. Young spinner took 5 for 30 at Southampton in the match against Vipers at the very start of the season for Sunrisers in the Rachel Hayhoe Flint. Sunrisers winning by 126 runs. Now that's up in the air. Who's underneath it? Just out of reach. Scrivens coming in from long on. Maddie Villiers going back from long off, my apologies. Maddie Villiers going back from extra cover. And 1 to end the over. Just the 3 off it, but a wicket first ball with Capsey gone for 24. Caught Villiers. Outstanding catch, but brilliant over from Maksud. Really landed it nicely there, first up the wrist spinner. An over desperately needed by Sunrisers. Remember that collapse for the hosts. They were toppling from 32 without loss to 64 for 6 by the end of the, well, midway through the 11th, through the 12th indeed, before it's been fell. So 64 for 2 at the end of the 7th. They need a lot here, Sunrisers. They need wickets. Scrivens into the attack, a bit of off spin. Unfortunately run out in the Sunrisers innings. What can she do with the ball? Onto the pads first up and a dot ball. Darted that one in. It's unbelievable talent on display here. 19 years of age, Scrivens, really regarded highly, much like Capsey. It's leg side again, just a single though. 3 back on the onside. Gardner at deep square, Villiers at deep mid wicket. Long on's grey. Continues to sweep below Old Father Time at deep cover. There she is. Should just be a single. Could be 2 here. Pushed in between Villiers now. Watch this arm. That's why there's only 1. Well aware of what Maddie Villiers can do with a throw from the deep. Flat projectile-like return. Straight to the mid-off, no run. Once cover the over, they needed a couple of tight, quick, quiet overs here. Can Scrivens get out of this over? Oh, that's a great shot down the ground. Really good attempt as well. Eva Gray picking herself up. Good timing on this. Watch the bat come down. Really did. That's so nicely. First you thought single to long on, but just managed to get enough on it. 4 in the over, 71 for 2. The run rate and the required rate very much in South East Stars' favour at the moment. Sunrisers need a wicket. They need a couple fast here. That's beautifully bowled again. Nicely played in the end by Franklin. Waited on it and waited on it. Just picks up the single almost off stump. He's got some really nice flight here, Maqsood. She's on the spot. It's another dot ball. Probably was a single there for Smith. He's wary of the pick up and return though from Scrivens. Single out to deep cover. Gallagher in the deep. First one with a little bit of width, gets away with it into the covers. Franklin hit 53 in the defeat at Beckenham. Hudson starts either side of it. In the last 4 matches, she's gone 20 against Sunrisers at Radley. And Rachel Hayhoe Flints, then at Scarborough, same competition against Diamonds, 26, 53, and then 21 not out against Vipers last up. Places that pretty well as well. Pressure here on Miller. It's good pick up, holds them to 2. In Gray, my apologies, Gray out in the deep square. Miller's around the deep mid wicket. End of the 9th. Couple to end the over. 75 for 2. South East Stars. Just continuing to filter in here. You can see the Warner stand starting to pick up that little bit more. Again, a very early start. 2:15. Second game of the day has to start at 6:15 here at Lords, as per evening fixtures. So this one had to push a little bit earlier in the day, so there was the turnaround between the second game of the day. Continually filtering in through the afternoon so far. Here's Villiers again. Change of ends right into the block hole. First ball, you can see big swing from Smith, huge backlift there, bringing the bat down onto it. They could pick up Smith now, they'd feel they had a chance. So, oh, nearly. So nearly for Villiers. Oh, she's taken one great catch, she's already got a wicket, nearly put it all together again there. Just burst through. Again, powerfully struck by Smith. Full toss. Single out to deep backward square. Cordelia Griffith will be mustering to herself. She got a full bunger. She top edged on a sweep to deep backward square. Nice connection, just a single again. Gardner out the deep. Smith into 30. That'll be the second batter in the match to reach 30. Side Gray. Single more if she keeps going. It could be a match-winning performance from South East Stars skipper. It's Franklin from Greenwich. Alternate place for Kent. Oh, sweeping off the stumps. Huge step across from Franklin. That was headed to leg stump. for a Miller until the right-hander managed to sweep hard and sweep fine off the stumps. It's been off middle and leg. 82 for 2 at the halfway stage. You said 150 was probably going to be the score. Sunrisers needed to be competitive. They were 15 to 20 lights, not 132 for 8. 82 for 2 at the halfway stage probably bears that out. I'll be saying Sunrisers have it all to do defending 150 at this stage. Defending 133, 132. They've got an awful lot to do. They need some inspiration from somebody somewhere. Castle looks to Maqsood. Two very good overs so far, 1 for 7. That great catch by Villiers to remove Capsey. She's landed it so well. First 12 deliveries. Lands that one nicely as well. It's cut off the top of off by Smith. She's seeing it big. South East Stars are in control at the moment. They're bossing this one. Pretty much all been leg spinners so far from Maqsood. How are the variations? Can she land it as she's been doing, just with a little bit of variety to unsettle these two? Just moving the deep cover around slightly. Long off and long on back, so too deep mid-wicket. Now, was that a variation? Up in the air it goes. That one seems that came a lot more out of the back of the hands from Maqsood. Just the single. Oh, gets through Maqsood, but well backed up. Griffith has her back. And a smile from Maqsood to appreciate it, I think. Oh, was that a chance? I think it was. Went sharply back to Maqsood, went low. This is the angle we need. Yes, it was. Even if she did stabilize it onto the stumps there, Franklin, sorry, hadn't have gone anywhere. Nice flight again, dug out from the block hole, single taken. You got that 5 for Maqsood. Start of the season, big win that was for Vipers, against Vipers. Big statement really for Sunrisers to get up and running straight away. Another one to the block hole, another one dug out. Just 4 off the over so far, 1 to go. But can she get out of the over here? Maqsood. They need wickets from her. If they're not taking wickets, keeping it as tight and as economical as this certainly helps. Up in the air, safe. Miller coming in. Smith hauls it away into the onside. Perhaps didn't go fully through with it. Just dropped short. Last ball, Maqsood. Sometimes the bad ball can bring the wicket. A few Surrey players arriving in the background there. Is that Jordan Clark we just caught a glimpse of? Making their way around the boundary rope. Had a second game of the day, Middlesex entertaining Surrey in the Blasts. 6:15 start for that one. Two. At the end of the 11th. So back to Gray. Number 17 off a 2. Just a little unlucky with a couple that squeezed through in the power play. In the air, but away from Maqsood and away for 4 more. 91 for 2. They're motoring now. 30 runs the partnership for the 3rd wicket. Smith off the back of that 83 in the defeat to Vipers last up. Powering away towards another half century here. Has she hold out though? She has. Gardner holds on. That was the wicket they oh so desperately needed if they were to have any chance to turn this at the last, Sunrisers. Big boundary in the onside. Smith looked to take it on. Puts it straight down the throat of Gardner. Had a little bit of work to do to get in and get underneath it. Holds on under a great deal of pressure. 91 for 3. Return of Gray brings a wicket. Gardner does extremely well there to hold on. .91 for 3. Smith 27 deliveries, 38 runs. Should be match winning for South East Stars. Franklin's going nicely at 14 from 15. Farrant, the new batter. Excellent in the field. Got onto a great catch. After a tumbling stop just a couple of balls previous. But then Griffith was gone. That top edge, which we mentioned a few moments ago from Schofield. What can Tash Farrant do with the bat? 27 in a couple of days, born in Athens. Kent cricketer, went to Sevenoaks. Six ODIs, 18 T20 internationals. Good in the wickets columns in those games for England as well. An Oval invincible. And a Southern Viper. Gray with the wicket though in her third over. They need a couple more quickly. Oh, inside edge. Very nearly through, just the inside edge onto the pads. Falls away into the offside. Excitement was as much because they were nearly through. Chatter from behind the stumps and a big smile as ever from Amara Carr. Sun comes out for the end of the match. Will it be out to shine on the Sunrisers? Should be the Stars game. Leg side from Gray. 8 extras in this innings so far. A few too many wides. Defending a low total. It's things they would have talked about. Extras. 2 wides in Sunrisers innings. It's the 5th wide in the South East Stars innings. Edged. No slip in place. Good start. No. Kopak looked to have done it all. Good tumbling stops. Couldn't get enough purchase on it to drag it back in. Fine chase. Fine work. Just hit her knee or a boot as she tumbled over the top of it. Whether that just gave it that little bit of extra momentum. Short. Gets away with it. Down the leg side, should just be a single. Kelly Castle doing the fielding. That long leg, 95 for 3, 1 ball to come at the 12th. Deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, long on, just dropping back. In fact, they're going for a 5-4 field here, just dropping short fine leg across to short third. And that's short outside the off stump, just a single though, swept up by Miller. 12 gone, 96 for 3, just 37 to win from 48. Wickets needed by Sunrisers, or at a canter. South East Stars should be picking up their first win of the competition at the third attempt. Second game for Sunrisers. Central Sparks with that 23-1 run victory at Chelmsford. South East Stars need to get up and running. Could and perhaps should do it pretty emphatically from here. All pressure on the hosts. Run rate, acquired rate, wickets column, everything in the visitors' favour. Franklin getting herself in. Scrivens has been a big performer in tender years for Sunrisers in a difficult couple of seasons. Can she find a big performance here to turn this one? Get straight back to her. Looking for Gray in that last over. You do just wonder, can the spinners find something here? Ball, take the pace off. Look at the economy so far today. It's up in the air. Think about two, should just be a single, it is. Villiers 2 overs, gone for 20. Castle's 1 over for 17. Maqsood 3 overs, 1 for 12. You feel they've got to gamble now. Bowler again before they get too much closer. 36 from 45. The equation for South East Stars. Yes, no, yes is the call. Done well. Castle coming around. Holding's just a single. Kopak number 11 off her 2. Gray 1 for 26 off 3. So going at over 8.5, 5.5 for Kopak, 10 for Villiers. Castle's 1 over for 17. Ooh, in the air for a moment, just in front of Griffith. Single down to long on. Maqsood going at just 4 and over, 1 for 12 from 3. She's going to bowl out as soon as she's brought back on, but you feel she's got to come back on and at least buy another cheap over, whether it takes the wicket or not. Top ball at the end of the over means that Scrivens is going at 5s, so her and Maqsood are the cheapest 2 so far. Do they give Maqsood a change of end? Just see her in shot there, walking in towards, well, walking off towards what will be a mid-off. It's going to be at nursery end. So you just think before it gets a little bit closer, can Maqsood just take another over out cheaply, even if it isn't taking a wicket? It's going to be Maddie Villiers who takes off the cap. Picked up Cranstone LBW for 8. Villiers 1 for 20 off 2, so she's the second most expensive bowler at the moment. So you need a big over from her here. One bad over at this stage. You almost see South East Stars home. Oh, now, would that have been a stumping? I'm not sure she left the ground. A swing and a miss from Franklin. Popped out of the gloves of Amara Carr. Swept fine. Oh, and it gets through, short fine leg. Tumbles over the top. 100 up for South East Stars. 103 for 3. It's just away, to be fair. It's that little bit finer of the fielder. Dot ball, 3 to come at the over. They need Villiers to get out of this over quickly and cheaply. 30 to win from 39. Straight to extra cover. Maksud, just that one scoring shot. It was a boundary. Oh, the misfield. Say a misfield, it's a good stop at cover, but it wrong-footed Maksud at extra cover and meant the single was on. Single taken. It is only 5 off the over though. Villiers has one for 25 or for 3. Only a single, but every run at the moment at a premium for Sunrisers. Defended a low total, 138. 132 for 8. So just 29 to win. 36 deliveries. Here's Maksud's final over. This you feel is the crunch one. If Maksud can get out with a cheap over, the wicket taking over. It's nicely dug out for a single. It's right up there towards the toes. Just had to clear a little bit of room to find the single. Franklin. But yeah, Maksud going at just 4s. All straight in that field. Let's have a look. Long on. Deep mid wicket, deep backward square leg. Just going to disappear out of shot to your right, deep backward square leg. An orthodox mid wicket, the 4 on the onside. They're going to bring across the short fine leg as well. Top of your screen, which leaves 4 on the single on the offside. It has to be pretty straight. Pretty straight it is. Well bowled, Maksud. This is the over. Even if she doesn't take a wicket, she can tighten it up here to a run of ball required. Close to it anyway. In the air and away, gets it through, penetrates that offside, opens the face, flays it through backward point for 4. Small amount of width. Seen it early, gone with it. Just let that one slide out a little bit too far across Barrett, who makes no mistake. Capitalises straight away, would have picked that line up early. Decided it was going outside off. A bit of width again. Goes up and over. Griffith will give chase. Does well. Extremely well. For a moment it should too well, and it's going to hoop it up into the air and back over her shoulder and over the rope with her, but excellent stuff from Griffith. Maksud now asked cover to stay back. Seven off the over, not the tight, cheap one they'd have hoped for from Maksud. Can it be a wicket-taking one? Last ball of the day from Maksud, 1 for 19 so far. Single to end the over, 1 for 20 from Maksud from her 4. Excellent from the leg spinner as ever. Up the wicket of Capsey for 24, caught Villiers. That one's made something of a contest at it, the way that Smith and Capsey were going at it, but Franklin's not done a bad job at all. 23 from 27. Always a low total to defend. Franklin indeed. economy that, well, the only economy that beats McSood. She was 1 for 13 from her through with an economy of 4.3. Picking up the wicket of Villiers, bowled for 16. So McSood goes at 5s. Scrivens is going at 5. She's got 2 overs to go. Over to the youngster. A real competitor, a real performer. Sunrisers will hope over the years a real match winner. If she was to win it from here somehow, it would be quite the extraordinary turnaround. It's 21 from 30 required. A couple of wickets on the board. Might just make it interesting. Got long off back, deep backward square leg and deep mid wicket. Only 3 out. They haven't got runs to play with, so they've got 6 up. Oh, big appeal. First ball gone. Franklin's gone for 11. Scrivens 1 for 10 from 2.1. 4 down. Still 21 out. 29 to bowl. Can they find a way back? What's that needed first ball? Only question would have been, was it outside the line of off, but it looked pretty good even on the replay there. Looked good first up. Yep. Little doubt about that. Good appeal, good call from the umpire. It looked like it. 112 for 4. Sunrisers hanging on by their fingertips here. They've got a chance. Schofield comes out. 21 needed from 29. Couple of wickets makes it interesting. Schofield's at 3 for 24. What can she do with the bat? Van Niekerk bowled for Dane Van Niekerk bowled for 17. Oh, just out of reach for Scrivens, single to long on. Cordelia Griffith was caught Farron of Schofield for 18. She nearly caught herself here. Just out of reach. Executed the run out of Amara Carr for 4 and then picked up Kelly Castle, bowled for 6. And her 3 for 24 from 4. So it's 28 this December. South African Schofield. Up in the air. Oh, just out of reach for Griffith. So close, it couldn't have really landed much better. 4 turned to chase. Long off, extra cover. Mid-on was even interested, Gray. The bowler, Scrivens as well. She went, Gray went. Griffith charging, just couldn't get there, fingertips. That's up in the air again. Oh, and that's gone, what a catch! What a catch by Gray. Huge pressure on the move, holds on. Right in the bucket, but on the move at that pace. Big hit down the ground. Schofield goes for 1, 2 and over for Scrivens. 5 wickets standing. Is there a late turn? Is there a late twist? Was that needed by South East Stars? Look at the celebration. Relief as Gray holds on. Big pressure on that catch. Castle delighted, Scrivens overjoyed. Sunrisers in with a chance. 114 for 5. Well. Davison Richards makes her way out. It's the end of the 16th, 114 for 5. This was the point where that 48-run partnership between Gardner and Gray brought Sunrisers back into it with something to bowl at. They're light, there's no two ways about it, they are light on the scorecard today. But that's something to bowl at. It's still just about there. 19 for 24, it's closing up. We said 2 wickets will make it interesting. They've got the 2 interesting wickets. The most interesting one at all, though, is Franklin. She's on strike on 24 from 29. Joe Gardner's into the attack for the first time from the pavilion end. Nice start. Castle's recognised here, spin is what will do it. It means if they want to hit this off in boundaries, they're going to have to go hard at it. They haven't got pace to work with today. I think that's been quite key. Certainly as this innings has developed. No run again, 2 dot balls to start for Gardner. Still got 1 over to come from Maddie Villiers, 1 from Scrivens. That goes up in the air, placed nicely though, just wide of the long arm. Villiers had to be careful on that second bounce there. There's that strong arm, 1 bounce, right over the stumps. Just 1 off the over. Can Gardner get through this one cheaply? He looks at Scrivens' final over, so she's going at 4s at the moment, Scrivens, 2 for 12 from 3. What can Gardner do? It's clever, really clever. Didn't try to be... Didn't try to do too much with it. Davidson Richards just steered it around the corner for a couple. 16 from 20 needed. 16 from 19. Run rate ticks to just over 5 and over for the first time. Just 3 off the over. Last ball for Gardner. Single take, just 4 off it. They'll take that, Sunrisers. That's good from Gardner. That's what Castle would have wanted. Just give us a little bit of control. Buy me an over from somewhere. 3 to bowl, of which Scrivens has 1. Villiers has 1. Where else did she go to? Kopak's only gone at 5.5. Does she bowl the final over? Exude bowled out, 1 for 20 from 4, going at 5s. Gray, 1 for 26 from 8.6. She came back to pick up the wicket of Bryony Smith, caught Gardner for 38. Here's Scrivens to bowl out, 2 for 12 from 3. A couple of wickets in the last over, just given Sunrisers a sniff here. There's a bit of experience to call on. Scrivens and Van Niekerk. Chat between the off spinner and, well, this is what Sunrisers needed, I think, in this side, was just a little bit of extra international experience just to help them out. A huge help for Kelly Castle and the team. They've got a short final leg. There's just a slight change there. Van Niekerk herself at mid-wicket, just out of reach for Van Niekerk. They're going to single first ball. Davidson Richards to 4 from 4. Franklin on to strike though. This is the wicket. If they could take Franklin now, Scrivens in her final over. Long off going back, long on coming up. 2 back on the onside, everybody inside the circle. It's only a deep mid off, not a long off. Drops that one short. Punished hard, 4 runs. Great shot from Franklin. That alleviates a bit of pressure which have been building on South East Stars. Just dragged it short, Scrivens. 2 set back, easily bisected. Super shot. 10 to win from 16. Got to find a way past Franklin if they're to have any hope. Look at that run rate. It's fallen from 5 down to 3.75 with that boundary. Better ball, dot ball. more than just get out of the over here. They need a wicket. They'll look for 2 here. Villiers' arm is not one to challenge though, and it's just a single. Must hit the glove so much harder than anybody else from Carr. It's the strongest arm in world cricket, is reckoned. Paddy Villiers, Carr the wicket keeper. She must be on song when, or has to be on song when that throw comes in. Past the edge. 6 off the over. Can Scrivens get out of it? 2 for 18 from 3.5. Oh, hit straight. Mid-on's up. 4 runs. That's going to push it very, very close. Nearly the game with 2 overs to spare. Scrivens, the bowler, unlucky to go for that 4, in that she was the one who made this tight. She won't be the most economical bowler of the day. 2 for 22 from her 4. Maksud 1 for 20 from her 4, but the 1 for 13 from 3 for Phoebe Franklin, who's now 30 from 35. She's going to come out with the best economy. Could come out with the top score. It's 5 to win. Smith, 38, the top score of the day so far. Only Eva Gray with 34 made it into the 30s. 4 Sunrisers. Over to Gardner to bowl the last over from the pavilion end. Could be the last over from the match unless she can find something very special here. Franklin on strike. Oh wow! She's played all around and gone! 128 for 6. Franklin's gone for 30. Plays all around a straight one from Gardner. The spinners coming to the fore here, maybe too late for Sunrisers. They picked up on this, that the spinners, that first ball that Villiers bowled that got a little bit of grip, saw it there and wondered just how big a role spin would play. Oh, Franklin waited on the decision, looked pretty good. No real arguments on that one on the replays. 128 for 6. Davidson Richards still there on 8. Chatley coming out. Davis, Cooper and Gregory to come. 11 balls, 5 runs, 4 wickets. 150. That would have been a real test, it would seem, on this pitch. It felt as though there were only 15 like. It was that collapse. 6 for 32, the collapse. If they lose the game, that's where they lost it. Six wickets in a flash. 3 run-outs in their innings as well. Chatley checks the field. Oh dear. Wow, that slips out and a no ball calls. Oh, that's cruel. Completely slipped out of the hand of Gardner. A no ball and a free hit. And that could well be the game. Three to win and a free hit. Down the track goes Chatley, out to deep mid-wicket, single taken. 2 to win from 10. Well, it happens. Scores a level. Davidson Richards on to 9. Chatley on strike. Have I got my counter on here, or is the scoreboard slowed down? Is it going to tick over? No. Scores are not level. My apologies. 131 for 6. Got my counter on. As a reversible paddle, Maksud has to be tight, and she is. No, scoreboard is absolutely right. My apologies. The no ball counts as 1, not 2. That's where my calculation went wrong. Scores are not level. And they won't be level because that's the winning runs. A little bit of width, and Gardner's put away. Cut through the field that are up on the offsides. And they were 15 runs short in the end, really. 150 would have made a real game of it for Sunrisers. That collapse cost them dear. Run-outs through the middle. 6 for 32. A collapse that has cost them a chance of having something to defend, really. Some really good moments again for the Sunrisers through both innings. Come back with the ball, the fight to stay in it when they were really behind all the way in the South East Stars chase. Excellent from them. 38 at the top from the skipper, Smith. Franklin wasn't there to see it over the line, but her performance with the ball, the most economical, as well as hitting 30 with the bat from 36 deliveries. Some good moments in that innings with the ball in particular. Scrivens 2 for 22, 1 for 20. McSood, Gardner coming in at the end, nearly making a difference as well. Villiers 1 for 25. The spinners, Gray came back to pick up the wicket of Smith. She holed out to Gardner. It was the spinners that nearly turned it for Sunrisers. For South East Stars, they have their first win at their third attempt. 4-wicket win. 38 Smith, 30 Franklin. With the ball, 3 for 24 Schofield, 1 for 13 Franklin from 3, the most economical bowler of the day, and 1 for 17 Smith as well. So disappointment for Sunrisers. No wins from 2. The first win at the third time of asking for South East Stars, who look pretty happy with that one. Tony Warren, director of cricket there, she'll know that they let this slip at a crucial time with the bat. The fight they showed with the ball. Once again, it will be a frustration in some ways though, because they keep doing it, Sunrisers. They keep managing to turn those performances. They're away to Northern Diamonds next at Headingley. South East Stars head to Western Storm at Taunton on Saturday. Catch the streams of both of those games. As these two rivals pick themselves up, dust themselves down from this one. Great afternoon, great game here at Lords. They were just a little light, nearly managed to turn it at the ends. 150 again would have been a decent score, but 132 for 8. Just a couple of sloppy moments with the run-outs, which made that 6 for 32 collapse oh so very costly in the end, self-inflicted. The damage with the ball, they held their heads high, very nearly defended the low total, very nearly dragged it back at the end, despite that extremely impressive 38 from 27 from Smith. And Franklin 30 from 36, 34 unbeaten from Gray, that was outstanding, and Gardner's 25 as well, a 48-run partnership between those two for Sunrisers. Van Niekerk at the top with 17, that partnership of 32 with Villiers, who put on 16. Griffiths 18, not quite enough, she promised to get going as well, didn't quite happen from her. Right, thanks very much. Thanks to the stream team for their outstanding work as ever here at Lords. Thanks for your company. First game of the double header is done with the Sunrisers stream. South East Stars have run out winners by 4 wickets.